The
It is
reason
also the
Wydell was
sector
given
where, as you've
agriculture.
seen,
Listen to
can
the
be a driver
CNC
of
Julius
massive economic
Malema
growth.
at the
And
end.
Christelle's presentation showed very clearly just how important agriculture has been to the overall health of our GDP in South Africa, and how it has essentially been propping up the rest of the economy in terms of economic growth for South Africa. And that is in a very, very tough environment. It is in an environment that the odds have been stacked against the agricultural sector, and things have been made incredibly difficult. We've had almost a decade of policy uncertainty around expropriation without compensation. We've had massive growth in violent crime in rural areas and in farm communities. We've had huge problems with biosecurity issues, avian flu, African swine flu, African horse sickness, and now recently the outbreaks of foot and mouth disease. And despite all of that, despite all of those obstacles, you've been able to see the agricultural sector propping up the rest of the economy. And imagine what we could do and what that graph would look like if we were able to remove these obstacles that have been in the way and preventing it from really taking off to where the sector should be. And imagine what we can do if, for economic growth in South Africa if we can get that right. So I chose the agriculture portfolio because I fundamentally believe that there are big changes that we can make. I think there are huge opportunities for growth, for economic development, but also for job creation, but also ways in which we can ensure South Africa's economic health improves dramatically.
The reason why they gave DA agriculture and gave PAC land is because they were fooling us. Agriculture is prime land. It's a land we're looking for. So instead of saying DA controls the land, they say, no, it's agriculture. But what is agriculture without land? So that is a prime land.
Farming is done on the land.
Yes. So then you give you impression that no, we didn't give PAC land. I mean, DA land, we gave it to the left, which is PAC. But when you check in that PAC's portfolio, there's nothing. Because our problems with the land is commercial farms. And only through ownership of commercial farms and agriculture will we guarantee food security. Because if these white African racist farmers one day decide to close their gates and say, today we are not providing stable food, we'll go straight into hunger because we don't produce our own and we don't own the farms. So how do you give agriculture to a person who wants to maintain the status quo? So we need that agriculture to change the status quo and have majority of farmers being blacks, because this land belongs to them and not rotten land only. We want land to farm, we want land to open industries, we want land to beneficiate the resources of South Africa here in South Africa.
What is your diagnostic conclusion